Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders, and welcome to the 2180th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar. Good evening, traders. Remember, this is a very risky game. Before you ever consider trading, know the risks behind it. Options, futures, you name it. If you traded ETFs, stocks, I don't care what they are these days, the risk is extreme, volatility is extreme. So know that. Never trade without money that's earmarked to be lost just in case that happens. And always place stops first. Now, let's get right into this. Traders, I showed you a few days ago, the E-mini S&P and Nasdaq had what I like to call a head and shoulders formation. And my brand of head and shoulders, an Oscarism I've added in, is called the failed head test. And if the market has a failed head test, that tells me that I believe now my theory of the head and shoulders will be correct, and I show it to you cats, and that's what I did. I had the head test, it failed, and I brought it to your attention, and here's what it looked like. And I'm going to add in what happened since. Look at this chunk that took place since. So, this is working. Even though, I had some comments that, Oscar, it looks more like a cup and handle, or it's not a head and shoulders. I will admit, completely unorthodox look to it. And it's not textbook, but it's basically the same formation that caught my attention in 2007 when I called the top and the crash for 2008. And everyone knows that if you go back to my videos back then. So I'm not saying this looks exactly the same, but I will say it's worked so far. Proof is right there in the black rectangle. Now, as of last night, I told you that we had a neutral Omni in ES and that we had a neutral Omni in Nasdaq, but Russell remained bearish for us, and we would take a Russell short trade, and that's what we did on Wednesday, and that worked out, and basically S&P and Nasdaq stayed unchanged, or was up a little bit for the day. Russell made us our points on the downside. So let's look at a couple of more charts here and see if there's anything coinciding with this. Nasdaq, same exact look. The left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. So far, the failed head test is producing a downward move, and it's still going. So this piece of analysis is still valid at this moment in time. I mentioned that to you, and I said we will keep this piece of analysis valid unless the market goes up and negates it. Well, it is still valid right here, right now, kids. And what I want to tell you about trading Wednesday night for Thursday is that unlike Wednesday's signal where Nasdaq and S&P were neutral and only Russell was bearish, take a look at what happened next. Let's see, that should be right here. Russell remains bearish. The flat top is absolute in Russell. It has proved to be a downward move. And now we have a full-blown red Omni for all indices that I follow for trading on Thursday. Wednesday night through Thursday. Now, that doesn't mean the market has to go down. So put your stops in just in case it goes up and there's some kind of report, crazy Nancy came out with something or whatever, Trump tweets something, whatever. Put your stops in, okay, just in case it goes up. But I didn't want to wait to do a video later tonight where I stand in front of the camera because it's going to be 2 hours from now, and I wanted to get this out to you. We've got full-blown red Omnis for all indices that I follow for trading on Thursday. Traders, I hope that helps. Remember to keep your emotions out of trading. One of the best things I can tell you to do to keep your emotions out of trading is say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll, traders. Again, put your stops in, but we've got full-blown red omnis across the board in U.S. indices for trading on Thursday. I hope this helps.